Hello, good morning. We are getting ready to leave to do some last minute shopping. Tomorrow is the 25th of December and we actually celebrate Christmas every year on the 7th as a family, as like an intermediate family. But my mom and that side of the family all celebrate on the 25th. And so we have a Christmas to attend tomorrow. We're gonna pick up some last minute gifts, go to probably Walmart, get some groceries. So this will kind of be like a shopping vlog. I hope you guys enjoy. Please, if you are one of my returning viewers, please let me know down below what other videos you'd like to see besides vlogs. I know that some of you really enjoy the vlog style videos, and I do too, to be honest. They're one of my favorites to film. But let me know if there's other things that you like to see besides homemaking and cooking and me kind of talking about orthodoxy and stuff. I am curious. I did do a poll this past summer, but that was a while ago, and so I would really appreciate some feedback about how you guys are feeling now. So, without further ado, let's get going. Have you ever sat on the couch staring at a pile of laundry knowing you should fold it but feel completely unmotivated to start? I've been there so many times. As homemakers, procrastination can so very easily sneak into our daily routines, creating unnecessary stress and stealing our peace. In fact, this is what happened to me and is the reason why I'm going Christmas shopping at the last minute. But thankfully, there are many ways to overcome procrastination, and today I am going to share some of those ways with you. One way that procrastination can be defined is avoiding tasks despite knowing their importance. And I also like the quote, "Procrastination is not about being overwhelmed, it's about choosing short-term comfort over long-term benefits," which I think is really fitting and hits close to home for me. Some of the common reasons for procrastination are fear of failure or perfectionism, feeling overwhelmed by a certain task, a lack of motivation or purpose. And those are just a few examples off of the top of my head, but there are also more. Later on in this video, I will go over some of my favorite ways that have worked for me and how I have gotten over some procrastination. Of course, I'm not perfect, but these are just what have helped me. But I want to take a break from talking about procrastination to share with you guys an easy way to use some leftover bottles of jelly or jam or even some fruit preserves. Get yourself some red wine vinegar, or you could probably use some apple cider vinegar. Add about a half a tablespoon or a tablespoon to your jar or bottle. And you could also add some olive oil as well as sugar, like a pinch of sugar and a pinch of salt for a little extra flavor. And once you have everything put together, just shake up the bottle or the jar, and then you can store it in the fridge for a few days, and there you go. Hi there. So I have been home for a few hours. We just put the kids down for bed, and I am just straightening up the kitchen a little bit before we watch a movie. That's been our go-to date night lately, especially with how busy we both are. We like to watch a movie or watch a TV show and eat popcorn. And so tonight, I'm not sure what we are watching. Some of the more recent things that we have watched and both enjoyed are North and South. It's like a love story, I guess, that takes place in England in, I want to say, the mid 1800s maybe. So that was really good. It's a mini series put out by BBC, I believe. So if you're looking for something really good to watch, I recommend that one. Today was kind of stressful, to say the least, although I'm not sure what I was expecting taking both of the girls out, even with help, especially when we have to go to a bunch of stores in and out of the car, and not to mention the cold, so we have to bundle everybody up. But we managed. I did get some good stuff. I left them in my sister's car though. I forgot to grab them, so I will show you in a little bit here, probably coming up in this video, what I got. But we stopped at Old Navy and I got some pants for my daughter Isadora. So I got her some black leggings because black pretty much goes with everything, and so I got her those. And yeah, that's about it besides groceries. I got some groceries for our upcoming little Christmas party this weekend with some friends, so I'm really excited about that. We are going to be having some smoked salmon on toasted bagels with cream cheese. Of course, I bought some dairy-free cream cheese for anybody who's fasting, so I tried to be considerate of that. And then we're having tea and hot cocoa, and I got some oat milk for those who aren't doing dairy. So although I forgot to get some dairy-free whipped cream, so I hope that whoever is fasting who comes, they don't feel left out. But I might be able to make some coconut whipped cream, which is actually delicious. I don't know if any of you who fast or are Orthodox or maybe just don't eat dairy have ever tried it, but it is absolutely delicious. I could eat that stuff all the time. In fact, I haven't had it in a while, but I think that I might make some. We'll see. And yeah, but you know what? There are stressful moments as moms, but there are so many things to be happy and thankful for, which is what I try to remember myself, because yeah, I can let the stress eat away at me. I can let the overwhelm from procrastinating and feeling despondent, I can let all of that stuff eat at me, or I can, you know, repent and just pick things up where they left off and keep going. And one thing that I have noticed for me that has really been a game changer is just to focus on one thing at a time. So I have a tendency, and I think a lot of women do, to just think of a million different things. You know, you got to do the dishes, do the laundry, wrap presents, make sure you get Greek yogurt the next time you go to the store, vacuum the floors because you have company coming over. You know, all these things we have to juggle and worry about. But making a list, trying to just think about one thing at a time, highlighting one thing at a time and taking care of that and then moving on is much more productive, or at least it has been for me, than to try and think about all these different things that I need to get done and try to multitask and run around like a crazy person trying to do all of them. And so that is something that I have been learning as a newer homemaker slash mom. I did not grow up in a household where my mom stayed at home. She worked. My dad, my stepdad, everybody worked. And so I never really got to, I guess, be around somebody who stayed at home a lot and maintained a house. And, you know, there is just, it's a learning curve for sure, you know, figuring out the routine, figuring out what you want to do when. And it's just something that is mastered by doing it over and over again through experience. And so I have to be patient with myself too. And I know that someday I will get to a point where everything will just kind of run a little more efficiently. But right now I am in the stage of just trying things out, trying to figure out what schedule, what routine works best for me. Everybody's different, and I hope and pray that all of you find what works best for you. Please pray for me so that I can figure out what will work best for me and maintaining my household. Anyway, I am going to finish putting away the kitchen and kind of get some stuff ready for movie night with my husband. I quickly want to share some of the things that I got the other day from TJ Maxx. So first, I got this jar to put farofa in. Farofa is a traditional Brazilian side dish made from toasted cassava flour. So my husband likes to use this kind of as a garnish for his food. And then I got some tea for our tea party. I really like the packaging on this tea, and I am super excited to try it out. And then I got this really pretty tray to use to serve things on, or maybe to use as a charcuterie board. So I am pretty excited about this as well, and it is super heavy, let me tell you. And lastly, I was in the kitchen section and I realized that I needed a new drying mat for my dish rack, so I got this. One of the things that I plan on making for our tea party are these white chocolate raspberry scones. I believe that I may have made these before on my channel. I will put the recipe down below as well as where I got it from. One of the things that I love about this recipe is how easy they are to throw together quickly and how they turn out pretty much perfect every single time I make them. Anyway, so I want to just talk a little bit more about procrastination, since that is pretty much the theme of this video. So some of the ways that you can overcome procrastination are breaking big tasks into smaller, more manageable ones. So I have to prepare a lot of food for our little tea party, and I decided to make a big task into something more manageable by making these scones in advance and then freezing them and taking them out to have during the party. You could also set a timer and try to get as much as you can done in that set amount of time, and then when you're done, take a break. I have done this before and it has been pretty helpful for me. Something else that is super helpful for me is taking away any distractions. So I like to put away my phone or not watch or listen to anything when I really need to concentrate and get something done, and that has always been helpful too. I think I may have mentioned this earlier, and it is one that is so simple that is talked about a lot by other people, but making lists really do help too, at least for me. And lastly, rewarding yourself with some sort of treat is also another way that you can help yourself get over some procrastination. Also, praying before starting a task and asking God for strength and motivation to get through something is really helpful as well. Also, reminding myself that I am doing this act of service for my family is something that can also get me through a difficult task. Something else that is also really helpful is remembering different saints and drawing inspiration from them. For us homemakers, I think that saints such as Saint Juliana the Merciful or Saint Olga of Alaska are really good inspiration, and guides on how we should be as moms and homemakers. And lastly, you can also find inspiration from different quotes from various saints, or even just reading from scripture. One of the quotes that I really like is, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men," Colossians 3:23. And I really like this quote because even if you don't think that you're serving your family by doing something, you could at least think about the Lord and how it might be serving Him. There have also been times when I have put off things such as wiping down the counters or cleaning the bathroom until the last minute. And once I got started doing them, I actually felt so much more better than I had before. I think that just goes to show that procrastination can hurt, and if we can just find the motivation to get over that hill and start, we will be good to go. Hi, so it is Friday, December 27th, and I am taking my sister thrift shopping. That was what she wanted for Christmas, was a little bit of money to go to the thrift store and go shopping. So we are currently at one of our favorite thrift stores in the area. And we're gonna go to probably a Goodwill and then a Walmart as well. Even though Walmart's not a thrift store, I still want to see all the things that they have marked down for Christmas, or all the Christmas stuff that they marked down. And I also need to pick up a few grocery items as well. So let's see what we can find. Just remember that procrastination doesn't have to control your day. And by taking small steps and leaning into God's strength and asking Him for help, we can move from avoidance to action and even find joy in the process. I recently did a video on romanticizing one's life and if it is Christian or not, so be sure to go check that out if you haven't already. But we can romanticize our lives too, and if that's something that helps out, then you can certainly try doing that as well. Is there something that you've been procrastinating? If so, feel free to comment down below. I just quickly want to share some of the things that I got for our tea party at the thrift store. So I got this cute little cottage looking teapot, as well as this floral teapot, which I am really excited to use. They were both pretty inexpensive, only a couple dollars a piece, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. And then I absolutely love blue and white plates, so I picked this one up. It was not $5, it was about $2.50, so
I am pretty excited about that as well. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know down below if you found this video helpful at all, and I will see you again next week. Thank you and bye.